Welcome to Team Wild TV's week of show specials as we look back at our best bits of 2013. Tonight, we're taking a look back at a very special show indeed, Apex Predator. Providing the most epic and amazing hunting trips from across the globe, it was proving tricky to narrow it down to only 4 awesome episodes. However, we persevered, and here they are. At number 4 on our epic list is a hunt for a beautiful African antelope, the waterbuck. Deep in the wilds of Mozambique with Gavin Ingram of Nduna Hunting Safaris, we'd spent several days tracking this majestic and elusive plains game animal. As the sun rose over the horizon on that morning, we were still some distance from where we thought we'd see the waterbuck, when this beautiful buck was spotted on the edge of a bush. Before Ian could get him in his sights, he was off, and he thought that would be the last he would see of him. However, he moved only a few yards away before revealing himself again, and pausing to examine him. That gave Ian just enough time to get him in his sights and make a good shot. He skipped up and made a run for it, but he didn't get far. The most beautiful sunrise was accompanied by a beautiful buck and a great shot. This hunt made for some of the most beautiful footage on the trip into the heart of Africa and offered a perfect morning for a beautiful kill shot. In at number 3 on our epic Apex Predator list is our fallow buck hunt in the heart of Hungary with our good friends at Wonderheart. Guided by the awesome Hungarian bloodhound that is Zoltan Ola, they headed out into the thick woodland. With dry leaves on the ground and the dense woods covered in shades of brown, spotting a deer was never going to be easy. Early on in the day, we spotted a nice buck feeding in the woods, but a shot never presented itself. Soon the buck was spooked, he ran and moved on. A little later in the day, a beautiful buck spots him on the horizon. Looking right at them, he doesn't run, so Ian made a good shot straight into the engine room. However, the buck runs and they need to follow him up. He's down but not out, so Ian needs to dispatch him. He sets up on his sticks, puts a final shot into the buck. As he stumbles back and forth, we can see blood spurting from the exit wound, and he drops. On closer inspection, when the guys dress him out, it's clear that both shots were not just good, but perfect heart shots. One hole in its heart should have been enough, but somehow it ran. A second hole through the heart, and he was still trying to run. That was one tough fallow buck, and it made for an epic hunting film. In at number 2 on our top 4 list is another awesome African adventure. Whilst in Mozambique, Ian was lucky enough to partake in several dangerous game hunts that had his heart racing. However, only one made for an epic hunt on the water. Crocodiles are a huge problem in Mozambique as they'll attack any of the locals that dare tread near the water. So the guys were drafted in to help keep the numbers down, but it soon became clear this was going to be no easy task. There were crocs lining the water's edge for a good mile of the river. They found a beautiful huge croc basking in the sun on the banks of the river alongside a female. Ian got him in his sights and took his shot and hit him in exactly the right spot. Ian put an insurance shot in just to make sure that he wasn't going anywhere, and he was definitely done. This massive beast of a croc was huge when the guys hung him up and made for an epic stalk along the river. Top of the pile and cream of the crop of hunts for this year's Apex Predator was undoubtedly Ian's Slovenian chamois. During an epic climb high into the snowy Alps of Slovenia, they saw some pretty awesome landscapes and plenty of pure white snow on the ground. The climb was steep, very hard work as the snow covered the guys from the knees down. Unfortunately, there were no chamois at the top of the mountain, so the guys had to head all the way back down. But at the bottom of the next mountain, they spotted a beautiful male chamois sat looking over the valley. He presented a very tricky uphill 270-metre shot on a pretty small kill zone, but Ian's shot was good and he dropped on the spot. A great shot in epic conditions, and once our guides had been up the mountain to claim our prize, Ian got to see just how beautiful these alpine chamois are. An incredible hunt, most definitely. If you missed any of these shows, or would like to see the full Apex Predator lineup, click on the link below to show the full playlist where you can access all of the videos in one place. Also remember to subscribe to be kept up to date with the new changes and lineup happening on Team Wild TV.